What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity Ant C, and we are back with our WrestleMania rewatch. We just watched WrestleMania 1 and 2. You check those out in the archives, but today's episode is covering WWE WrestleMania 3 from March 29th, 1987, live in Pontiac, Michigan. This is a very famous WrestleMania, as it was the first time U.S. fans got to see Hulk Hogan take on Andre the Giant, and it's also well known for its Intercontinental title match between Ricky Steamboat and the Macho Man Randy Savage. But to start out tonight, Vince McMahon welcomes us to the show and introduces Aretha Franklin, who performs America the Beautiful. We then see Gorilla Monsoon, Jesse Ventura, Bob Uecker, and Mary Hart commentating. Our first match of the night, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. and the Magnificent Morocco with Mr. Fuji taking on the Can-Am Connection, which is Tom Zenk and Rick Martel. There's a double drop kick to both Orton and Morocco, and the end comes when Martel nails a crossbody to Magnificent Morocco to get the 3 count. The Can-Am Connection get the win here. I gave this match a 3 out of 10. There wasn't a lot of stuff to open the night, but they had to put it on the card. Next, we have Billy Jack Haynes taking on Hercules with Bobby Heenan. Haynes nails a power slam, and then Hercules nails a suplex and a backbreaker. Hercules applies a full Nelson, but both men nails a double clothesline. Billy Jack Haynes applies a full Nelson, but both men fall to the floor. And then Hayes applies a Nelson on the floor, and both men get counted out. I gave this match a 4 out of 10 because it wasn't terrible, but nothing exciting. After the match, Bobby Heenan hit Hayes, and the Hercules hits Billy Jack Haynes with a chain. Billy starts to bleed, and Hercules nails him many times with the chain and then applies the full Nelson. Seeing blood in 87 from WWE was a sight to be seen here. Next, we have King Kong Bundy, Lord Littlebrook, and Little Tokyo taking on Hillbilly Jim, the Haiti Kid, and Lord and Little Beaver. A lot of back and forth action here with the short people getting involved. King Kong Bundy slams Little Beaver and nails an elbow drop. And because of that, Hillbilly Jim, Little Beaver, and Haiti Kid get the victory. I gave this a 2 out of 10. Really nothing exciting here. Mary Hart tries to talk to Miss Elizabeth backstage, but Randy Savage pulls her away. Our next match, we have King Harley Race with Bobby Heenan and the Fabulous Moolah versus the Junkyard Dog. The loser of this match must bow. Junkyard Dog nails a headbutt to Harley Race and an abdominal stretch. Harley nails a hip toss and headbutts, but he ends up getting hurt. Junkyard Dog does his dog headbutts, but then Bobby Heenan distracts Dog. Race hits a belly-to-belly and gets a 3 count victory. This was an okay match, probably one of the better matches on the card. I gave it a 6 out of 10 here. King Harley Race gets the win after Junkyard Dog bows, but hits Harley Race with a chair. He grabs the King's robe and wears it. Good comedy match here. Hulk Hogan's interviewed backstage. We then see the Rougeau brothers taking on the Dream Team with Johnny Valiant and Dino Bravo. The Rougeaus nail a double dropkick to Bruce Beefcake. The Dream Team double team men. Valentine applies a figure 4 to Jack Rougeau. Bruce Beefcake accidentally hits Greg. Raymond nails an alley-oop. Bravo lands a flying fist, and Valentine pins Raymond. I gave this match a 4 out of 10 because nothing exciting here again. After the Dream Team leave Brutus Beefcake behind. Next, we have a hair versus hair match. Adorable Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart taking on Roddy Piper. This was Piper's going away match before he was starring some Hollywood movies. Adrian Adonis with Piper, but then Piper sends Adonis over the top to the floor. Adonis clotheslines Piper and slams Piper into the timeskeeper area. Jimmy Hart sprays Roddy Piper with miss, and then Adrian applies a sleeper. Piper rams Adrian in the corner. And then Bruce Beefcake runs out to wake up Piper. Adrian Adonis accidentally hits himself with the clippers, and then Piper applies a sleeper hold, and Piper gets the win here. I give this a 5 out of 10 because it was good to see Piper Not a great match, but with Piper going away, there were some comedy moments here. After Bruce Beefcake and Roddy Piper cut and shave Adrian Adonis' hair, and we won't see Piper again until 1989. Next, we have Dangerous Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation with Jimmy Hart taking on Tito Santana and the British Bulldogs with Matilda. Davey Boy Smith backdrop Neidhart. Bret Hart misses a flying elbow. Hart Foundation double teamed Dynamite Kid. Danny Davis kicks Dynamite Kid. David Boy Smith hits Danny Davis with a press slam. And then the end comes when Danny Davis hits David Boy Smith with a megaphone and gets a 3 count. I give this a 4 out of 10. It was good to see the Hart Foundation, but they were the only good part of this match. Next, we have the Natural Butchery with Slick taking on Coco Beware and Frankie. Coco lands a hip toss and a roll up. Coco with a crossbody, but Butchery rolls through and holds the tights. I gave this a 3 out of 10. Coco Beware is cool, but nothing exciting. After Slick hits Coco with the cane, and then Tito runs out and starts to rip at Slick's shirt. Next, the Intercontinental Championships is on the line. The champion Macho Man Randy Savage with Miss Elizabeth taking on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with George the Animal Steel. This was a match made because Randy Savage injured the larynx of Ricky Steamboat. Steamboat was out for months. Steamboat came back and wanted revenge. These two men planned this match for months. They wrote it out on paper and practiced it, so they definitely wanted to put on a classic. We see Randy Savage Ricky Steamboat slam Macho Man to the mat, and then Savage chops Steamboat chops Macho Man, and Macho Man gets caught in the ropes. Steamboat nails a crossbody and gets a 2. Macho sends Steamboat to the floor and nails a double flying axe handle. Steamboat backdrops Macho to the floor. Savage slams Steamboat into the apron. Steamboat with a body slam and a catapult into the post and gets a 2 count. Macho sends Steamboat's shoulder first into the post. Macho rams Steamboat into the referee and hits a clothesline. And then Randy hits a flying elbow. Randy grabs a ring belt, but then George still pushes Macho off the top. And then Ricky Steamboat rolls up Macho Man Randy Savage, and we have a new Intercontinental Champion. I gave this match an 8 out of 10. It's definitely a match worth checking out and probably match of the night. Next, we have Jake the Snake Roberts with Alice Cooper taking on the Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. These two have real heat. Jake Roberts attacks Honky Tonk Man before the bell. Honky Tonk Man kicks Jake Roberts into the railing and nails a flying fist drop. Roberts nails clotheslines. Jimmy Hart grabs Jake Roberts. Honky Tonk Man rolls up Roberts holding the ropes and gets a 3 count. I gave this a 4 out of 10. It was good to see the legends in the ring. After Jake Roberts breaks the guitar and Honky Tonk Man runs off, Roberts grabs Jimmy Hart and Alice Cooper puts Damien on Jimmy Hart as Hart runs off. We then see the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov with Slick taking on the Killer Bees here. Hacksaw Jim Duggan runs out with a 2x4 before the match. Nikolai Volkov applies a bear hug and Sheik hits a gut wrench suplex and gets a 2. Iron Sheik applies a camel clutch again, and then Hacksaw Jim Duggan hits Sheik with a 2x4. And Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik get the win by DQ. I gave this match a 2 out of 10. And finally, we have come to our main event, WWE Champion Hulk Hogan defending against Andre the Giant with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Andre falls on top of Hulk and gets a 2. Andre steps over Hogan's back and whips Hogan into the post. Andre accidentally headbutts the ring pad. Hogan chops Andre and slams him into the pad. Andre nails a big boot. Hulk removes the pad on the floor, but Andre backdrops Hulk Hogan onto the concrete. Hogan clotheslines Andre to the mat. Hogan nails a body slam, a leg drop, and Hulk Hogan defeats Andre the Giant and retains the title. I give that a 4 out of 10 because Andre is not really good not that he's bad in the ring, but he's not fast. And for WrestleMania main event, I was looking for more action, but it was a decent match. All in all, this is a good WrestleMania in terms of the size. They said 93,000 fans in attendance. It was a huge spectacle. Andre versus Hulk was a big, match on paper. But the biggest match and the best match of the night was Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage. All in all, I rate this WrestleMania 3 a 5 out of 10. This WrestleMania beats WrestleMania 1 and 2. So it will move on in the Best WrestleMania Challenge. With that, I'll be covering WrestleMania 4 next live in Atlanta, New Jersey. Donald Trump is in town, and so is the WWE title tournament. With that, stay safe and stay uncensored.